Welcome back to the show. I am so excited to introduce you to my next guest because I watched the first 2 episodes of this online comedy series called The Drop this morning, and I laughed throughout. The acting is absolutely unbelievable. The production value is incredible, and I'm joined by the co-creators and 2 of the actors, Aisha and Dani. Welcome to the show. Great to have you both here.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us, Derek. I'm so excited.
Dani, you've got to explain the storyline behind this because, you know, I can relate to it because I've seen these lineups when it comes to these luxury items. But explain to our viewers exactly the idea behind the show.
So The Drop is about 2 friends who work as professional line waiters. And professional line waiters are people who are hired to wait in lineups, and this is a real job that happens in the world.
What?
Yeah.
I can't, Aisha. So what? You have to tell me what inspired you. Like, how did you find out that this was actually a real thing?
Well, we initially kind of just heard about it in conversations with friends, that kind of thing, and we were fascinated by the idea because it's a wackadoodle idea. And then from there, also just like with streetwear culture, like new people, we've all seen lineups of people waiting in line for Jordans and like iPhones, luxury, like dessert items, like a cronut. And so from there, the idea kind of just blossomed from there.
It sounds so ridiculous, I'm sure, to many of our viewers, but it is a real thing. So I just want to play a clip for our viewers here. Here's a clip of The Drop. We'll be back and we'll talk to Aisha and Dani in just a moment. Have a look.
Oh, Zara! No, this way. Come on, over here. Hey. Girl, you're late. Sorry. Did you get your insulin?
Yeah, I'm good. Holly, I didn't miss my coding for Wimix class to let your bestie cut.
Oh, please, Chantel. You cut more lines than Bay Street douchebag. Okay, everyone. This is Zara. And from here on out, she's going to be working the exclusive drops with me as my assistant / mentee / protege /
Look, fanny pack. You want some blood?
Oh my God.
And so, if any of y'all have problems with this, you're going to catch these hands. Hands belonging to me at PollyParks98 on both TikTok and Instagram. Thank you.
It's so good. Okay, Aisha, you have to describe your character for us. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Oh, Polly. So Polly is a wannabe influencer who went to school to become a doctor and then flunked out and realized that her true calling is to be of the internet. And so as she does this weird job of like waiting in line for products, like she documents it, I guess. And she's just always wanted to be famous, even if it means that she's infamous. That's Polly.
Dani, tell me a little bit about your character. How would you describe it?
Zara is quite literally an American escapee who's crossed the border to access cheap insulin. And so she finds herself in a new city, Toronto. She has no network, no connections, and she needs to find a way to survive. And so she kind of finds a crew of people, and they're all working for under the table cash as professional line waiters. And that's how our 2 characters meet and slowly form a friendship and a business together. Yeah.
The cash dollars. I love it. Aisha, you put together an amazing cast too. So I mean, I mentioned, you know, before the show, the acting I thought was just absolutely incredible. Tell us about the rest of the cast.
Yeah, we got really lucky with just getting actor availability to like line up for ourselves. So we have Aurora Brown. You know her from Baroness Von Sketch on CBC. We also have Nicole Power. You'll know her from Kim's Convenience and Strays. Who else do we have that makes appearances?
We have Mark Little, who's just huge in the comedy community.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up, and he's also been on Conan. And then we have Mishka Tabo, who's graced so many television shows here in Toronto, including The Boys and Super Pumped, which is the Uber show. So we were really lucky. We got super funny folks to sign on, and I think it's because they just liked the concept of the show.
Yeah.
I find it's interesting too. I mentioned, I'm 53 years old. So, in the context of, I wasn't sure I'd be able to relate to this storyline, because I often think to myself, well, when it comes to these luxury items and who I see in lineups are young people. But have you found, Aisha, that it doesn't matter your age? Like, people can relate to this storyline in some way?
Well, first of all, you look great for 53. Let's just acknowledge that. The skin it's on fleek.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody knows what it's like to kind of hustle to get by, regardless of if you're 53 or like 93. We've all had a period in our lives where we're just like working to like get somewhere in our lives, and like that's, I think, the relatability part of our show, where it's like we've tapped into a bit of the human condition in a way that's like still funny and light, but like I think that's what makes it relatable. The fact that like the two characters, where we meet them, they're literally just like trying to achieve their dreams. Polly's trying to become an influencer. Zara is trying to get access to life-saving medication because the country she lives in doesn't believe that her life is worthy of that. And so like we've all kind of been in that vibe, I guess you could say. And so that's why I think what makes our show very relatable. Also, just like kind of this workaday world, like the internet changes things so quickly, and like I feel like people that are older are kind of like, what's going on in this world? But like even us as like 19-year-olds are too kind of like, what is happening in the world, and like kind of consistently trying to make sense of it. So I think that's just what makes it relatable in general for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And then that, that addiction to our phones, comes up, I'm sure throughout. I know it came up in the first two episodes. Dani, I've got 20 seconds left. Tell everybody at home where they can find you online and the episodes online.
Sure. So head on over to Narcity's YouTube channel.
Okay.
And there's a playlist. All 4 episodes have officially dropped. So you can binge watch all of them, and it'll take you about an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I know what I'm doing this
hour and
weekend
15 minutes.
and the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Thank you both for joining me. We'll be right back after this.